Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching again. So earlier today, I had the opportunity to bring up this subject that I've been wanting to make a video about forever, and because my friend had met Ariana Grande, and and he was talking about how painfully awkward it was. I was like forced into these memories that I have of meeting one of my favorite celebrities back in 2012. I couldn't help but to relate his experience to mine. And it was like it was not only like the most disappointing experience ever, it was also the most awkward, and she was one of the most it was an awful experience, and she was one of the most awkward people I've ever met in my entire life. And I feel like I was such a fan. Like, I was so disappointed. And it still haunts me to this day, you know, where I still talk about it. Like, all the years since, she's still the weirdest person I've ever met. And, like, okay, so just get into what happened. I was working at this restaurant in 2012. It's like a super trendy restaurant, and all these celebrities would come in all the time. So at the point that she came in, I was, like, not even... I mean, I was a little starstruck, I won't lie. But when I tell you her name, you're gonna be like, really? But I was a little starstruck, and at this point, though, I've served like lots of celebrities, and I was around them all the time, and it wasn't so. I wasn't, you know, you couldn't tell. Like, I wasn't like awkward, and I didn't make anyone uncomfortable, and I didn't get starstruck. So Julia Stiles comes in, and I'm like, oh my god, like, that's Julia Stiles. I see her face, I'm like, oh my god, like, I know right away. It's not like a question of like, sometimes you like might see someone, you're like, she looks like so-and-so, I'm not sure, like, I wish I could ask, like, maybe I will ask. You know, there's like that little thing. No, I was like, that's fucking Julia Stiles. And I was like, whoa, my whole body lit up with excitement. She's with this guy. And it's actually, she sits in the back of the restaurant, and it's actually my turn for a table, and I get to serve her. And I'm like, mind you, it's like 5 years ago. I'm like super young, and I don't know why I just said that, but like for some reason I felt like it mattered because she seemed so sophisticated, and even in like her films, and I seemed like this young, like we seemed different. But I mean, I was I was thinking like, oh my god, I want to be myself, but I want to impress her with like who I am. Like, I want her to like me, you know? And so I go back there, and oh wait, I served her. Okay, I served her twice, and the second time, okay, so the first time I can't remember if the first time she came in she was with the same guy, but I know that the second time she came in she was with a guy. And I think that they were both together the first time too, but she may have been by herself because the experience was like he was really quiet he never talked either time, but like, I think I only remember her the first time because it was so about her. So I walk up to her, and I start taking her order, and she just looks at me and doesn't talk. Like, I mean, it's been like so long now, but like, I'm not gonna like, there's like, I can't really go over like how it happened exactly, but she looked at me, and I asked her a question, and she was like, yeah, like really long stares, no personality, completely dead, like nothing. She gave me nothing. I'm like energetic, I'm like bubbly, I'm like, what can I get for you? And she's just like, I can't, like, she wasn't like super picky about what she ordered, but she was just super duper awkward. It was so painfully awkward. And so I asked her a question, and you know, she would take these long pauses, and then like look at me, and then say it. Like, she was just like, she would look you in the eyes, and then just be like, yeah, like, and then you would ask a question, she'd be like, yeah, like really, it was just like really slow. She was not friendly. And then this is like a really bad retelling of this story, I feel like. It's like been so long. I've literally wanted to make this video since like it happened, but I wasn't on YouTube then even. So it was just like, I felt like I would walk away from the table feeling like I did something wrong. I felt like, oh my god, like, is she okay? Like, I was like, she's like fucking famous, so like, is she gonna complain to my manager? Like, am I not doing a good job? And so she leaves you feeling like unsettled and like unsure of yourself. Like, anytime you speak, she makes you feel weird. And she was nothing like she was in films. Like, not even like, obviously I'm thinking of like 10 Things I Hate About You, you know, and I'm like, she was nothing like at all like that. Like that chick was a bitch in that movie, but she was like a bitch in like a different way. Like, so anyways, they left, and I find out later that she's with like some sort of like big producer guy, and I don't really remember the first time so much, but I remember the second time. They sat on the other side of the restaurant, the front of the restaurant. The first time was at night. Second time was during the day, like noon or after, like right afternoon. And I had the privilege of serving her again. And I remember they were both. Oh, sorry, the air kicked off. I was like, "Is someone here?" So I remember like they were sitting like all canoodled, like she's super all over him, and they actually spent a long time in the restaurant making out in front of everybody. And I looked up this guy's name. I cannot remember it, but she was like she was dating him at the time or there somewhere thereafter, and same thing, totally awkward. And she ordered the same thing. So she was like ordering everything. I was like, oh, the same thing I got. She's like, oh yeah, I remember you too. Hey, I was like so painfully awkward yet I cannot believe like how embarrassed I was like later. But I was like, this is what happened literally. She goes, I ordered a kelp pasta and nachos, and I was like, oh, I remember you guys. Yeah, that's exactly what you ordered right back there. And like she was like creeped out a little bit, like. But yeah, I was like, I remember you. Yeah, you're Julia Stiles. Never once actually like acknowledged who she was, and never once like did anything like, can I have a? Well, that would still be acknowledging who she was, but like I never got. I thought I kept my cool. I thought I was like not like anything overly excited or anything like that. But like she left, and I like never saw her again ever. Like I said, I felt like she leaves you feeling like a creep. Like I felt like it was a creepy experience. It was so weird. Oh, I just keep saying the same things. Anyways, poor Julia, because she has to go through life acting like that. Or being like that. Like that must be so awkward if that's like you. Like I just feel like, oh god. Like, she's like, I cannot be friends with someone like that. And I'm friends with like a lot of weirdos. I always take on the weirdos. And that's just me, And yeah, but lastly, the last thing I remember is like she paid with her credit card, and she signs the check, she brings it back, and there's this receipt, and it says Julia Stiles, Amex, and then on the line, perfect fucking signature, Julia Stiles. I was like, I looked over to my coworker when I was like putting it all in the computer, like the tip. She tipped good. She did tip good. She tipped fair. And it's like I've been living in LA for so long now. It's like I look at this experience like where it was and like the money at the time and just like that whole, it's like it's so weird relating to everything. Like now, like how I would handle that experience is like totally different. But like she said, it says Julia Stiles on it right there. And I asked my coworker, I'm like, Ariana, I was like, can I keep this? Because you turn in credit card receipts, and it's like if you forget one or lose one, it's like not a big deal. You're supposed to count them all up, and it's supposed to like match. But it's like every now and then, like you're like not like you lost one or something like that, and like they don't make a big deal of it. But for legal reasons, they have to have them. And I was like, can I take this? Like, can I keep this one? She goes, no, Cody, you can't do that. That was probably the worst representation of that experience because it was so much worse. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm so gay right now. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in for the next video. I am not sure what that will be yet. Hopefully I will still have this good lighting, though. Bye.